What is up, guys? Now I'm NarendraTheComic, and right now we're doing something that I said I was gonna do. I said for my Black Panther review in it, I was gonna do this video because I think it's something which isn't being talked about enough. And if the far left can talk about their identity politics and their type of cultural appropriation, and the far right has its own identity politics, weird stuff as well, then I'm gonna talk about whatever the hell I want. I just am. And I said in it, Black Panther, there's some odd cultural appropriation in it. And most people be like, oh, so some white people, the Europeans, culturally appropriated some Wakandan stuff. No, that's not what I mean. The amount of cultural appropriation that was in this film by Wakandans, by Africans, of Indians, it was mind-boggling. I'll tell you that. I'll start with just a basic one, just a nice soft one to get you in there. M'Baku, as he's known, Man-Ape in the comics. He had a nice little introduction there at the beginning. Obviously, their god is the monkey god. That's what they believe in. But then I just heard this great line, and it was "Glory to Hanuman," and I just thought to myself, oh, no, I've been told wrong things my entire life. No, Hanuman is not a Hindu god, no. He originated from Africa. Yep. And we're deciding to do a basic thing here called rewriting people's history, rewriting people's culture. And Hanuman was never a Hindu god, guys. Don't get it wrong. He was never a Hindu god. He was an African god. And then when the Wakandans came to India, Indians were like, oh, there's a monkey god called Hanuman. Okay, we'll go with that. No. The second one is probably the first one is about gods and stealing gods. I mean, that's high level. I thought I was going in soft, but I guess I wasn't. The second one is about clothing. Now, for some reason, T'Challa was wearing an etchkin. Like, why was Mans wearing an etchkin? I don't know. I'm still confusimacated right now about that. But that itself is definitely African garb. That's African wear. You know, again, the Indians, they must have somehow seen Wakandans take it, even though Wakandans don't go outside Wakanda generally, because they're an isolation state essentially, and they don't like refugees or immigration, any of that stuff. Funny that's a bit odd. Yeah, these type of clothing the Indians wear, it was all originated from Wakanda, I guess. I guess that makes sense, because it probably can't be the other way around, where Indians inspired Wakandans, because, I mean, Wakandans don't leave Wakanda, as I said. The odd thing is, my dad was born in Kenya. Like, my dad lived his youth, his childhood, he lived there for over a decade. And he came out of the film, and Mans was just like, I was thinking, I want to see what he's going to say. He was like, Naren, why did they do that? I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean, why did they do that? I already knew the answer. He was like, what? Why was he wearing an etchkin? Why was he wearing Indian clothes? That doesn't make sense. I was like, why doesn't that make sense then? He's like, because, you idiot, I lived there. I was like, you did indeed. And did they wear this type of stuff? I was like, no! We knew the village leaders, the town, people in charge of the town and the city. We knew them pretty well when we were younger. And my dad, he was in the army, the British army, so he had relationships with these people. And he was like, they never wore this type of stuff. And if you don't know, Kenya is right beside Wakanda on the MCU map. So, you know, it's as close, Kenya is as close to real life Wakanda as you can get geographically. So in terms of culturally, it's as close as you can get probably than any other country. So I was like, all right, okay, that makes sense. Pa, you're wrong though, you're wrong. Because as I said before, Indians got all their things they created from Africa. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that one. He doesn't really care about this stuff in any way, but he was just a bit like, that's fucking weird. Then there's the lotus position, you know, the lotus meditative position. Now, this one my dad did care about because he's into meditation, that type of stuff, and my mum as well. And it was a bit like, no, like actually no. Like the first one is bad, like it's about a god, The second one is about your clothing. But this one's about like spiritualism and stuff, and that's pretty well known to be, how do I say it? Indian, and derived from, when you go Buddhist, which is derived from Hinduism. So, you know, that was a hard sell for him as well. And I was like, you're damn right, actually. I don't think there's any real notification anywhere that this type of meditation derived from Africa. So again, there's some thievery, culture thievery going on here. You know, it does come down to this as well. The fact that, you know, that for millennia, for centuries, Wakandans haven't interacted with the outside world, it just goes against and harms their own position. It doesn't make any sense because there's no reason for the coincidence to be them wearing this attire, or to be believing in Hanuman, or to be having the lotus position as a meditative position. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The last one is the astral plane. The ancestral plane is what they called it, but the astral ancestral plane. Yeah, again, that's strike number 4. And I thought at 3 you were out, but I'm pretty sure now we're changing it to 4 you're out. Now, the thing is, if a white film had done this, they would have been called out on this stuff in an instant. But because it's a black-led film, it's culture appreciation, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, if a white person's gonna get called out for it, then I'm gonna call out a black person for it. I don't give a shit. I'll call out anyone. I don't care. I think I'm my own bloody group at this point. You know, I said I didn't mind the film. It was a decent film. A 6 out of 10 is what I gave it. Like, is that bad? Am I not appreciating the film enough? Like, just for a second, yeah, if it was a white person who didn't like this film, they'd be called like a xenophobic, a racist, misogynistic, you know, everything under the sun. If a black person didn't like it, they'd call them, there's an American term when you don't agree with the mass, it's called an Uncle Tom, right? So I don't have this idea. Label me. Please label me and tell me what I am. It's good to be grouped. Individualism is stupid. Ugh, it disgusts me saying that. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then just shut the fuck up and just subscribe. Anyway, that would be great. Now, I've been NarendraTheComic. You have been great. I'll see you next time. Skadoosh.
India's not on location, guys. Don't worry about it. That's not, it's just... Oh man, the hypocrisy. Alright, let's move on. That's enough curb memes. Damn, that's so good.